Hello everyone, how's it going? So Battlefield 2042, the most infamous installment in the popular military shooter. This game was so bad when it launched that even cheat software developers stopped making cheats for the game, not because of anti-cheat, but because the game was just so bad. And there are many videos that came out about it. To me, the best examples were from Yang Ye and Yakman. I'll leave these linked below along with all my sources. But yeah, this game was infamous when it launched. It was just a giant disaster, and well, I will give credit where credit is due. EA actually did not abandon this game. DICE continued to update the game, and over time it actually got to see a lot of positive updates to the game. I played the game recently and I was actually pretty surprised how well they turned things around. Granted, it's still the bottom of the barrel when it comes to Battlefield games. Like, you can play any of the other Battlefield games, 3, 4, 5, Battlefield 1, and you'll have a vastly better experience. If you want a modern-day futuristic Battlefield game, I would argue go with Battlefield 4. But regardless, yeah, this game is still the bottom of the barrel when it comes to Battlefield games. But credit where credit is due, they did a good job of turning things around. But now we've seen the end of the Battlefield 2042 updates, which seems like a pretty good, decent point for them to shut down support. This game came out in 2021, and I'm actually really shocked that they've continued to update the game for multiple years. In fact, Marvel's Avengers only lasted about 6 months before they started to slow things down and shut down the game completely in about a year. So the fact that it probably sold well, maybe that's why they did it, but regardless, credit where credit's due. They put in the effort and actually turned things around, and we could see this with the Steam charts. The 24-hour peak is 22,000 players, 6,000 players playing, which is more than Suicide Squad in vastly amounts. But yeah, it's still now a decent Battlefield game. I think also Game Pass helped it a lot. It was on Game Pass. I think it's still on Game Pass. But yeah, we've enjoyed and are proud of creating the season of additional content for Battlefield 2042. It is now necessary for us to turn from the present to the future. What this ultimately means is that Season 7 will serve as the final change for Battlefield 2042. After Season 7 concludes, we will continue to support the game with new in-game challenges, events, modes, and of course ongoing maintenance, but we are moving away from delivering official season. So basically it's a skeleton crew. They're just going to make sure that challenges are updated and the servers continue running. We know this news may be disappointing. However, as we looked on to what the future of the series require, it became clear this was the time for us to shift our resources and focus to be fully dedicated to what comes next. As I mentioned in the previous updates, we have an ambitious vision to embrace and unlock the vast potential of the series' class-based squad play and immersive, intense battles. Now, Battlefield 2042 is not officially a live service game, and considering live services are starting to die out, unless you're one of the top live service games like Warframe, Apex Legends, even Apex Legends is struggling nowadays. They had to shut down the mobile division, or Fortnite, you're not really going to make it nowadays, so maybe they said, you know what, we're putting time into this, it's time to move on. And it's been confirmed that Motive, who was responsible for the most recent Dead Space remake, which is exceptional. This game is absolutely amazing. You should totally play it. But Motive is also responsible for helping EA with an array of games along with Apex Legends, a lot of other different titles. So they've played support roles for a lot of different games. But they are starting to build the upcoming next installment in the Battlefield franchise, which it's a good idea, but I really hope that they also will be building a new Dead Space game. There has been rumors that they're working on a remake for Dead Space 2, which I'm on the fence for. I think Dead Space 2 still holds up today. Granted, Dead Space 1 and 3 still hold up to modern standards, which is really hard to do. Regardless of what you think of Dead Space 3, trust me, I've said a lot about it with the microtransactions and predatory systems. The franchise still holds strong to this day. I forgot where I heard this, but it's basically the best survival horror game not made by Capcom. But I really hope they're still working on a brand new installment or maybe a remake of one of the other Dead Space games. I don't know, but I really hope we get a new Dead Space. But in terms of Battlefield, yeah, it's probably the best opportunity to end support for this game and start focusing on the future. I really hope they've learned their lessons and they're not going to pull that Fortnite crap again and actually focus on hardened military warfare, because that's what people want. And you can see that Call of Duty's kind of like strayed away from that as well, with all the like skins they put into Warzone with Nicki Minaj. I don't know if LeBron James is in there, but I'm pretty sure he would be if they given a chance. I know James Harden is in it. There are just so many crazy things in that game that it's not even Call of Duty anymore. It's basically Call of Duty Fortnite edition. But I really hope that the next Battlefield game focuses more on hardened military soldiers fighting it out in very dark environments. And when I mean dark, I don't mean literally dark. I mean, like dark military brutal warfare. Then again, a dark environment with flashlights, I think that would be spectacular. But tell me what you think in the comments below. And again, I give credit where credit is due. They turned around what would be considered one of the biggest failures in gaming history and decided to make something of it. So good for them on that, especially coming from a company like EA. So credit where credit is due. I keep saying that, but I fully expected for them to abandon this game within the first year, but they kept it going, and good on them for that. But tell me what you think about Battlefield 2042. Did you play it? Did you quit after the first year? What do you hope for the future of the Battlefield franchise? And yeah, that's it from me. Have a good one. Bye.